Hey there, Dalton and Cloud here. So I'm going to go a little bit off track here in the beginning, so stay with me, please. I just want to say thank you for everyone who keeps tuning back in, for the people who have subscribed. I didn't think when I started making this, I just wanted to help people learn how to get certified and grow in their careers. I didn't think it'd grow this much. So to everyone, I just wanted to say thank you to start off. So today we're not actually doing a certification sort of overview and guide. We're doing more of a lab. So we've been doing a lot of videos on Linux as of late. So right now we're going to show you how to build your own virtual machine. I know a lot of people who watch this channel, they do use Windows, and even if you use Linux or Mac OS, you could still go through this lab with us. So just stick with us as we go on and build our own virtual machine. We're going to be using Ubuntu desktop, and away we go. So we're going to go to www.virtualbox.org. I'll leave a link in the description of the video. So this is Oracle's VirtualBox. This is their free VM software that they allow people to use. Everyone in the industry uses this. When you start getting into more of an enterprise environment and you probably get your first job, you may actually use this, but most likely you'll use something called VMware. And we'll probably have something on VMware as well, some sort of training. There are certification guides for them as well, and we'll go into that if anyone wants to see more of that. So we're going to go here. We're going to click on the download section. Right when you get there, it should say big screen, 6.1 point something, depending on when you're watching this video. So from here, you're just going to pick your environment. So for which package you want. So for Windows, for OS X, for Linux distributions, so whatever your OS is, we're going to pick there. So for us, we're going to pick Windows hosts. Okay, so now that we see that's downloaded, we're going to start running that. But before we actually run that, we're going to go and start our download for our Ubuntu software, because this is going to take some time to download this. I'm actually going to double check to see if I already have it downloaded, because it is a lengthy download. I do not, so good. This is going to be a great video. We're going to go with the light version of Ubuntu, just because, as I said, it's a little lengthy, so we're just going to get this ISO. So you don't actually have to choose the desktop version if you don't want to. As you could tell, they have the full version, which is 20.10 currently, and then the light version, 20.04. They also have Ubuntu Server. So you could download this as well, and again, Mac or Windows or ARM or whatever you're downloading it for. This is actually for VMs that run on those workstations. So, and then they also have for IoT devices. No, we already have it downloaded. So they also have it for IoT devices. So they have it for Raspberry Pi 2, 3, or 4. So if you are running a Raspberry Pi, maybe you're running a Pi mesh server, or maybe you're just running a couple experiments and trying to test things out on a couple Raspberry Pis, or maybe you want to make a smart glass mirror or a smart mirror, then you could use their operating system as well. So while we're having Ubuntu start downloading the ISO, we're going to install our VirtualBox. So this is the first screen we get when we download VirtualBox. So on Windows, we're going to click Next. We're just going to click Yes. Everything by default is fine. Proceed with installation. Yes. And we're just going to let this run. Yes. It just prompted us with a window asking us if we were sure we want to do something. We click Yes. Start after install. Yes, that's fine. So we actually have a previous Ubuntu installed. Let's see. I don't think it has the operating system or the ISO linked, but we're going to try starting it just to make sure. So it did not. So unfortunately, it failed to open, or fortunately. It looks like our Ubuntu download is almost complete. And let me tell you, it's going to be funny if I actually find the original version of Ubuntu. Because that is a big file. You don't want to lose operating system file like that because it takes up quite a bit to download. Okay, good. I can't find it. I'm glad I can't find it because that would be embarrassing if I did. So we're just going to go a little bit in depth into what this is going to look like when it's completed. So we're going to, because we could actually start creating our image now. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on, you're not going to have anything here. So let's see if we could actually delete these so we can make it seem the same as if you were going through this. Because I had this uninstalled, but for some reason it kept them there in the memory. As you can tell, I am not the most in-depth with this. Oh, remove. Yes, delete all files is fine. And same for here. This is what your screen's going to look like. Welcome to VirtualBox. So from here, we're going to do new. We're going to name our file, which we're going to name our operating system, our computer. We're just going to name this Ubuntu. So if you type that in, it automatically says, hey, is this what you're looking for? And if not, then you could pick something else. But if, for example, if you type in Ubuntu, it's going to say, hey, I see you already have version 64, 32, whatever you're running your operating system on. Then it's going to say, hey, is this what you want? Or if you type in CentOS, then it automatically recognizes that, or Red Hat, or Debian, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you are trying to run, if you type in that for the name, then it's going to automatically go in there and try to look and see what you're running. So you never want to run full memory capacity. That means your actual computer is going to run really sluggish, but you want to give it at least 30% of the load that you could spare. So in this case, I'm going to offer 8,192 megabyte size for memory. Do we want to add a virtual disk now? Yes, we could create a virtual disk. hard disk file type, VDI. We're going to allocate 10 gigabytes of actual disk space for this. We do have 10 gigabytes to spare, but not at this file location. So we're going to go into here. We're going to change our file location just somewhere where we have a lot of data. We're going to call this VM. And there we go. So that's where we're going to store our data. So we'll click create, and there we go. So if we click start, not really going to do anything for us. So nothing really comes up because it says no bootable OS is found. So we're going to power off the machine. We're going to go to system storage. We're going to go to boot order, optical floppy, that's fine. So there's nothing in our actual quote-unquote drive. So we're going to have to choose or create a disk image. So we're going to click add, and we're going to see we're already in our downloads. So we're going to click on our download of our ISO we just had. We're going to click choose. So now we see in our virtual optical drive, we see our ISO showing up. So now we're going to go over and we're going to click start again, just like you're turning on your computer. It says you have auto capture on the keyboard, so VM is active and will make it unavailable to other applications. And now we see our Ubuntu is there. So it's actually reading it, and it's actually starting it up as if you were just putting this OS into a new computer, and you were trying to load it from there. And you could save this. You could take a screenshot before you break something, and you could just try to break it over and over again. And I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. And you could also duplicate it. So if you wanted to just create a bunch of these, you could do that as well. So we could click try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. We'll click install. English US is fine. Normal distribution or minimal.